Hey guys, Beta 1 Studios right here with a quick and easy After Effects tutorial today. Now, I think we can all agree that After Effects is a super awesome visual effects program that is nearly limitless in its capabilities. But that doesn't mean it's all fun and games. I mean, sometimes After Effects can be frustrating, sometimes it slows down your computer, sometimes it freezes your computer, and sometimes there are just those little procedural workflow issues that just really make you want to go, So today I thought I'd share 3 quick and easy tips that I've found to be most useful whenever I'm working inside of After Effects. Please do give them a try. Who knows? They just might come in handy in your next project. Alright, so here we are inside of After Effects. So let's get right into tip number 1. Instead of using caps lock to yell angry comments on the internet, why not put it to better use? If you were to only learn one thing from this tutorial, I'd want it to be this. Learn to love caps lock. I cannot even begin to tell you how much time it's saved me ever since I started using it. Basically, when you're inside of After Effects, pressing caps lock completely disables refreshing. So, while caps lock is on, you can make changes to your composition without having to wait for After Effects to render out every single change that you make. To release this refresh lock, all you have to do is hit caps lock again, and everything will be back to normal. For instance, here I have some turbulence that I set up real quick. Now, let's say that I want to add in a bunch of evolution keyframes here, but I don't want to wait for After Effects to reload every single time I add a keyframe. Well, let's just press caps lock and After Effects will force disable any refreshing in the composition. You'll know that caps lock is on when you see the little red strip that says refresh disabled, and then you can just unlock it by pressing caps again. As you can see, I can add as many keyframes as I want without the lag time of After Effects continually refreshing each time I change the evolution. I can even drop on more effects onto this layer and it still won't change a thing. For example, let's say I want to drop some curves onto here and maybe change the colors up a little bit. Refresh is still disabled until I release the caps lock. And once I'm satisfied, all I have to do is hit caps lock again to release the refresh lock and everything will be back to normal. Another thing to note is that you can press caps lock when you're exporting your composition too. This will also save you a ton of time since After Effects doesn't have to refresh after every frame that it renders. Now, this technique may not seem like much of a big deal in this particular example, but trust me, when you've got tons and tons of layers going on and it takes forever to render your project frame by frame, caps lock is a total lifesaver. Tip number 2. Have you ever noticed how over a long period of time, using After Effects gradually decreases the amount of free space on your computer? Well, if you've never cleaned out your cache before, you should probably do it soon. Simply go up to Edit, Preferences, Media and Disk Cache, and just click on Empty Disk Cache to, holy moly, 8.9 gigabytes. So yeah, you can probably see why this is helpful. You can also hit Clean Database and Cache to wipe the After Effects junk file database as well. It's mostly a bunch of indexing files plus a few other things. Nowadays, I clean my cache pretty much after every single project I do, just so that my computer's disk space doesn't get clogged up. Now, the thing is, the amount of junk data removed varies depending on what type of work you're doing in After Effects. So really, cleaning your cache isn't a 100% guaranteed way to free up loads of space on your drive, but it is a great place to start when you're running out of disk space and you just can't seem to figure out why. Tip number 3. If you use an effect a certain way all the time, why waste your time configuring it in every single project that you do? Just make a preset for it, and it'll become a permanent part of your effects arsenal. For instance, I love using really subtle gradient ramps as backdrops. If you've seen any of my other videos or animations, you've probably noticed that by now. But the thing is, the default gradient ramp configuration within After Effects is a linear ramp. And I usually like to use radial ramps with slightly more subtle colors. So now that I have my gradient ramp the way I like it, instead of having to redo this process every time, I can simply save it as an effects preset. Just select the effect, go over to the effects and presets section, and click on the little page thingy at the bottom right hand corner. This will allow you to make a custom preset for that exact effect configuration, and you can even name it whatever you want. And as you'll see, once we hit save, it's even searchable under the Effects and Presets tab, like so. And there you have it. Those are 3 of the easiest and most effective ways to streamline your After Effects workflow. Now, one more thing I should mention. This little box here that I use to add effects has to be one of the most useful After Effects plugins, period. In case you don't know what it is, it's actually a free video Copilot plugin called FX Console. And the reason I'm not going to cover it in any more detail is because this plugin is just packed with features. And Andrew Kramer over at Video Copilot already released a pretty in-depth tutorial on it, so if you're interested, you should go and check it out. I'll have it linked down below. Alright, so that's about all I've got. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial as much as I enjoyed making it. And I will catch you guys next time. Now, this is just an urban myth, but rumor has it that if you press caps lock and say Transformers 3 times, you can summon the power of Michael Bay right inside of After Effects. So, here goes nothing. Transformers.